It was an accident. It was supposed to be an internal joke that's starting off hot. It's already been changed. Refresh your things. It's the right, yeah, we're good.
This is what happens when Jake tries to have too much fun and doesn't pay attention to the details. Because remember, details matter. In this case, details really matter.
And we have a special guest with us today. Someone I think we've been dying to have on the show ever since it started. I think Chris's favorite jabroni, BJ Kicks. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Chris is honestly my favorite jabroni, so it works out.
Right? And I'm my favorite jabroni, so we're all someone's favorite here.
Mm-hmm.
But welcome. So in case you haven't watched before, basically the format of the show is the first 30 minutes we show off our hauls, we do some live chat questions, and then the second 30 minutes we go through the PowerPoint that our friend Chris makes for us. And don't worry, I updated it for you, Chris. I fixed the little change that we had to do.
Little change.
Yeah, so everything should be accurate. Promise number one, hit that like.
Gently caress it if you have to.
That makes me uncomfortable. Yeah.
Cuddle with it.
I had a drink first.
Yeah. Whisper sweet nothings into its ear. But we've got to brag on you, man, first. You've had a big week. That interview with Tom King.
Yes.
And that was a dream come true. And it was like an out of body experience. The beginning I was a little nervous, so I was talking a little bit too much, but then I realized, oh wait, he's the guest. I should shut the fuck up and sorry, I shouldn't curse, but I should shut up and let him do the talking, and everything was good. And Matt Hawk, one of our winners of a copy of Absolute Mr. Miracle, which is a gorgeous book. So it was a big week. In one day I had my Daredevil video that I've been working on all year so far drop, Tom King interview, and then Born Again premiere, which was a lot. It was intense. So it was a big week. But how were your weeks?
We'll take our guest first.
Yeah.
My week was pretty good. All the days run together. I'm on parental leave because we had a kid. So yeah, every day is just feeding the baby, making sure my kids got to school and ate, changing a lot of diapers. I'm a pro. Yeah.
Cloth reusable or
not at all. No. There's no cloth.
I've never judged someone harder, I think, but nothing but love for my friend, my fellow jabroni.
I mean, I just moved to the sticks, so I judge people pretty harshly all the time now. But yeah, no, that's a close third. It's probably the third harshest judging in the last few weeks for me.
I will say that the only thing I was most nervous about was my icebreaker joke, because I always like to start interviews with an icebreaker joke. So for Tom King, I thought it'd be funny to actually buy a veggie tray, because that's my favorite joke in Mr. Miracle, is the fact that whenever they have this meeting with Darkseid or meeting with Orion to judge them, they're like, well, we got to buy something. Let's buy a veggie tray. And there was
why not
an awkward pause where he was trying to figure out why I got the veggie tray, and then he realized it was he got it and he laughed, and from then on the interview was great. But
yeah, I didn't catch the very beginning, and I had to leave after what I presume was the first giveaway, the veggie tray giveaway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he clearly was loving it. He was enjoying being there, and I was enjoying watching that. It was a great interview.
It was awesome. He emailed me afterwards and was like, dude, that was a blast. I'd love to do one, I'd love to hang out with you again someday. So it was I couldn't ask for anything better, I didn't hit the live chat that much, but that's because it was a victory lap for me,
No, I think more people enjoyed it at that point. Sometimes you get a chance to take from the chat, but I think I'll second what BJ's saying. It was a great interview. Very happy that you achieved that kind of big dream of yours, talking to the one person who helped get you into comics.
Yeah, and I mean, Chris was there for 3 weeks where I never heard back on an email, and I was like, how long until I send a follow-up without being annoying, so it was he got to see all the pre-show anxiety beforehand.
You made it.
It all paid off. And actually my wife got mad that I didn't open the veggie tray. She's like, you threw it away and didn't eat vegetables. So that was my wife didn't like that.
Could have cooked.
On that live stream specifically, everyone was nice, but I was worried that it would, because I know some people aren't the nicest.
For the most part, when I was watching it, even on the replay, they seemed to pretty much. We had an occasional here or there, but nothing bad, nothing real bad. So,
wait, Matt, did you mean to say Jake or did you mean to say Chris? I wasn't sure about whose Daredevil shirt you liked better.
He was clearly talking about mine.
That's true. The black costume Spider-Man is always a good choice.
Do we think that Daredevil would have an easier time filling in for Spider-Man, or would Spider-Man have an easier time filling in for Daredevil?
Well, I would say Spider-Man for Daredevil, because Daredevil would have to figure out a way to do the web slinging action and not.
Doesn't he have his little billy club that's also a string? He swings on that.
He's got it, but it'd look a little bit more like, what is that coming out of Spider-Man that doesn't look like a web?
Maybe I feel like Spider-Man might have the powers to easier for Daredevil, but like I know Spider-Man's pretty resilient, but Daredevil has a rough life, dude. I feel like Daredevil's life always goes darker. So like it'd be nice to see a Daredevil that jokes instead of just feeling guilt all the time. That'd be a nice change, right?
Well, he is raised Catholic just like I was, and so it comes with the territory of the Catholic guilt. So
I said my wife's favorite superhero should be Daredevil because has terrible vision and she's racked with Catholic guilt. So, representation matters.
It does.
Does anyone have any hauls or any fun things they've got recently to show off?
My February haul is back there waiting for me to film.
Oh, then you'll have to watch for that, people.
Yeah, we can't. We don't want to ruin the content at that.
I can. Let me grab a highlight. I'll grab a highlight.
Yeah. Okay. I'll say for me, I keep running into the fact that my books always get delivered Saturday after the live stream. Like I have a couple things to show off, but without fail, I think I have 2 different shipments arriving today, and they both say 2 to 6. So has shipments to your house gotten easier, BJ? Like, have they figured out where your house is now, or
they have?
Okay.
So that was a whole ordeal.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah, it was crazy. It got so bad that I had to get the driver's personal cell phone number and like send him directions to my house. And by the time it was all said and done, like I was doing that while my wife was filing like a Better Business Bureau complaint. So she had like the regional manager or something like calling her, apologizing profusely. Like it was crazy. And I still can't get my address in their little online manager. So I don't get any notifications. Packages just show up and I don't know. Whatever.
Gotta love FedEx, right? No, we don't.
Never.
No.
I feel like BJ lost respect when he saw that photo of me when I worked at FedEx. Like he liked me a little bit less.
Yep.
A lot less in that moment, actually.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, I was a terrible employee and probably cost FedEx money and productivity. So I would just think of me as like an inside agent, a double agent.
Listen, there's no way you made them less productive than they are right now. So
considering what the company was founded on doing, yes, they've fallen quite far.
Well, dude, there was one time I learned in my history of FedEx that like when they were about to be bankrupt as a company, he took the last like $20,000 they had and went to Vegas and won money and was able to keep the company afloat. So that shows you the vibe of FedEx ownership. But when I put my 2 weeks in, I played a game where I saw how many pins I could steal. I left FedEx with like maybe 300 FedEx branded pins. So
taking a gamble with customers' money sounds like Diamond. I don't know.
I know. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Diamond's been upsetting me lately. I was so excited because I thought my Helen of Windhorn was going to arrive for my Tom King interview, and they haven't even like sent any out, dude.
I do have my Helen of Windhorn. I bought it from my comic shop.
Okay. Have you read it yet? It's amazing.
I thumbed through it.
Okay.
I don't have time. Like when I read at this point, it's all in the iPad. So
yeah,
I gotta find a copy somewhere.
At least Tom King is so brief and short with his prose, Just kidding.
Yeah, no, that doesn't exist.
That's another one where he's basically writing a novel with amazing art. That was one of my favorite ones when I showed him the panels. And he's like, look how amazing this art is. And I ruined it with word bubbles.
Yeah, I started reading it, and it was like the first sentence was just like weirdly structured.
Yeah.
So I never knew him, the father, and yes, the daughter, or something. I'm like, what?
Yeah, he has. You could tell he started as a novelist.
Yeah, but it all works out in the end. I don't do single issues with Tom King anymore. You asked about hauls, so
yes.
Like I said, my whole February haul's back there, but a few highlights. So of course, last month was Black History Month, and that started me on like filling in Black Panther gaps in my collection. So I bought a bunch of Black Panther trades that I'll show off. This is not a Black Panther trade. This is Storm by Eric Jerome Dickey.
Very nice.
This was featured in my 12 comics I read while on hiatus video, so you can check that on the channel. And to get my thoughts, spoiler alert, I don't have very fond thoughts of this.
Oh.
But it will. It's good, except like one egregious thing they do in the book. But this was like a series they did to kind of prelude into the wedding of Storm and T'Challa, which happens at the beginning of the Reggie Hudlin Black Panther run. So,
which is how we're starting the stream.
Yeah,
and we get into it. So good timing.
And so, in that same vein, all this because Reggie Hudlin Black Panther run was coming to omnibus form. I also bought this. This is the new Fantastic Four. Dwayne McDuffie and Paul Pelletier took over Fantastic Four for a very short story arc where the new married couple, Storm and T'Challa, are now like on the Fantastic Four.
I remember that. That was so strange.
Right. I've never read this. And as you can see, it's still in the plastic. So, but I do have a goal to like own everything Dwayne McDuffie ever wrote at some point. So I saw this on Amazon. Or eBay, and it wasn't a crazy price. So I went ahead and pulled the trigger.
You can't go wrong with Dwayne McDuffie, as Alex says.
Right.
Yeah, he's saying it's beast.
For sure. And then the last thing I'll show off, some dummy like had no idea what they had and sold me this for just the cost of shipping. And I was like, absolutely, I'll take that instead of paying $60 for the omnibus, which double dips with like half of my Avengers collection. So the Secret Wars OHC, thanks to whoever that sucker was.
What a dummy. Was he upgrading to the Omni or?
Yeah, he was like, oh, I don't need this. I got the Omni. And I was like, you dummy.
I think I got a live look at the dummy. Here he is right there. There's the dummy.
we were chatting and he was like, well, let me look up prices on eBay. And I'm like, that sounds like too much work for a father to be like a current father / even more father. I don't know what the expression is. So I was like, just pay for the shipping.
Yeah, no, that was super helpful because I was looking up the prices and I was like, okay, this book is out of print. It's going for like $70, $80, $100. The omnibus is like $65. And it's like, which of these do I spend? Oh, and how do you price that? Like, how do you price that? So I appreciate you giving me that deal because I didn't want to double it, but I was going to if I had to.
To honestly, like if we could trade, maybe I would, because like the shelf space is more important than anything else. And I was like, wow, it's thicker. It's like you don't think it'd be that much thicker, but it is. But you know what? It's gonna look nice next to my 3 alphabetized Secret War Battle World Omnis. I cannot believe they put the tie-ins in alphabetical order instead of any kind of reading order.
Because it doesn't matter.
It's classic Marvel.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy, man. I love helping out my friends because I've never been that guy that's like, yo, the hobby needs to fund itself. I'd rather just set the hobby up to help me out and help my friends out, you know? So I like doing that. I didn't name any names. Was that it? Was that all the little sneak peek? And to see the rest, watch his upcoming haul video.
I know.
Yeah, I'm so late on production for this channel. The haul video was supposed to be out today, but considering I haven't filmed it yet and it's 4:00, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday.
What do we think is going to happen? A certain video you're waiting to get approved, or your February haul video?
Oh no. The haul is definitely coming out first.
Dude, the nightmare that we're having. I sent it back literally like 20 minutes later at like 11 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday, and I never heard back. And I'm like, there goes, it means I'm probably not hearing back for another 7 days.
Listen,
Like,
you start to wonder, like, okay, why are certain companies winning and other companies not winning?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it becomes apparent when you kind
yeah,
of get the very small glimpse behind the scenes that we've gotten. It's like, oh, this makes all the sense in the world.
I don't actually put much blame on our intermediary. You know what I mean? I feel like that's not a fun job of playing a game of telephone where no matter what happens, they're not making any side happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This with my previous channel, I've worked with enough like PR reps to know like how the whole game works. And I can just imagine like this poor woman just like, why are they making this so difficult?
Yeah. And my only thing is like, I felt bad that I rushed a sponsored video, but I literally was only given a day or two to do it. And now that it's been weeks, I was like, I wish I would have just known and made a better video from the beginning, but it's,
if you knew they were going to take that long. Yeah.
But
give me 24-hour turnaround time on a video and then take a week to approve it.
I don't get how,
the week, like what?
And we get the honor of breaking news that was announced 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? Like, what's the point? So
it'll be a month by the time it's announced. But hey,
yeah,
they'll probably have new pricing tiers by the time it's announced.
I'm just glad they're offering it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, we don't even know if it works. We don't even know if what they send us works.
I can confirm that mine worked.
Okay, nice.
I had to use it this past week. It works.
Got it. Okay. I have the thing where it's like, do I test it now and lose out on like 3 months I already paid for, or do I wait? So I think I'm going to wait and try to squeeze every bit of juice. My haul though is I started off with Daredevil Volume 1. I got this from, if he's probably at a basketball game, but from young Alex in the chat. I guess he was waiting for a shout out in my Daredevil video, but I didn't shout him out. So I'm shouting you out now, Alex. Thank you and your brother. I like this trade. We traded for this, so I didn't have to pay out of print prices, because honestly, I feel like I only ever want to read the Yellow Suit Daredevil saga, like the first 6 issues. You know what I mean? And then,
oh no, you want to have some fun. You want to see exactly how crazy it does get in the Silver Age.
Yeah. Speaking of crazy, I haven't read this before. It's still sealed, but I know this book is going to be bananas. So I got the Flash. I love that the spine consistency is there. And it should be a lot of fun. Do you think I need to read the Mark Waid stuff first, or can I jump into this, Chris? What do I need to do?
If it's you, you can jump into it there and then go back and read Loeb's part of it, then jump into Jeff Johns, then go back to Waid. That's how it all will make sense to you. That's the Jake.
I don't usually read books in order, so I do it 3 times and no one ever lets me forget it.
Nope.
And then I made another mistake. I got this not knowing that it was collected in the omnibus. So
no, you did. We talked about this last week on the stream.
it was already shipped to me though. Like it was already en route. What am I supposed to like pay to ship it back? So I don't know who the Great Darkness is. I have no idea, no clue. But I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited to read and figure out who the Great Darkness could possibly be. There's supposed to be a fun poster in the back that Taylor was telling us about.
Yeah, there's it's kind of like that post-credit scene. It's the shadowy figure in the back. That's who the Great Darkness is.
Or like that Inspector Gadget guy that was just a claw.
Yes. I'll get you, Gadget, next time.
The cat was my favorite part of Inspector Gadget.
That is, the yellow eyes.
So let's, as you guys know, I'm the definitive Legion of Superhero fan on YouTube, you know?
No, you're the definitive Gutter Mutant fan.
That seems like such an expense. Like for a printer to work that out. That's a cool thing. If you're a Legion fan, that's very cool.
And that was actually added in. That's part of the new deluxe edition. That was not in the original.
How many characters do you guys both think you could name on this poster?
If Superboy is there, then 1.
Maybe 5.
I know Bouncing Boy. He's the round one.
I know Brainiac 5.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
So
I'm not folding this up correctly. I'm getting stressed. Okay, it folds back and forward. There we go. I started getting stressed.
Taylor's getting stressed right now watching you do it.
The internet would never forgive me if I cut up a book. In chat, would you guys care if I cut out the poster and send it to Taylor?
If you didn't
on
tell them,
live right now.
I don't know how to lie. And then last but not least, I got this, which is actually I enjoyed it. I felt like he introduced a lot of fun characters. Nowhere close to as good as his Detective Comics run, but still a lot of fun. And this, I never bought like the Joker War Saga or any of those ones. I only bought the standard hardcovers, so I get to finally read some of the tie-ins and stuff. So, and then I can donate the standard size either on a video or to a library or something. So that was a good upgrade I was excited about, and can't believe we got that before Tom King Batman.
You know, I need that James Tynion Batman. I didn't realize it was coming out so soon. I guess I need to. How much is it?
I have no idea. Let's check out OPB.
See if I got enough OP bucks to get that, because I need that. Oh, the Chris. It's so funny that you asked this question. He's asking if I'm still doing the Fanhome thing. And while Jake was on screen, I decided to go grab my most recent package because it came in yesterday. I forgot to cancel my Fanhome subscription. And if I'm honest, I'm still kind of on the fence about whether or not I really want to. That I am FOMOing very hard is what's happening.
They got him.
There's no real reason for me to keep buying these except that since I got into collected editions, I was always jealous of those UK people that had these really cool collections with the
Eagle Moss.
Should I grab them? Should I grab my Eagle Moss Deluxes?
Sure, grab your Deluxes, but
put them all on screen together so we can see exactly can you hold them all at once?
Right. Well, he's just got the Murder Return Fugitive set. Like
I don't have I don't have like the giant sets that are like. I mean, imagine if you were missing one, like if you your subscription lapsed for 1 month or something like that. That always stressed me out, you know?
Yeah. A lot of people are missing like 3 from that Eagle Moss thing or something. But anyway, they made them available in the US. I made a whole video about them making them available in the US. And then my experience quickly soured because there's been all kinds of production issues and customer service issues, but they've kind of ironed out. Like, it's a hassle to keep the subscription because I have to go through and thumb through everything and make sure like there's color on all my pages or like it's the right book or whatever. But it's like, if it's wrong, all I have to do is send a little chat message and they'll just send a new thing my way. And so it's like, is it that big a deal? It's not a bigger deal than like driving to a comic shop, I guess. But anyway, most recent package includes 2 stories that I have not read. Okay. So we got Batman and the Monster Men, which
Wagner, if I'm not mistaken, Matt Wagner,
yes.
Oh, I was thinking of, wasn't there the Night of the Monster Men from the King run?
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. So this is set like sometime between Batman Year One and what is it? That joint that Ed Brubaker wrote, The Man Who Laughs.
Yeah, Man Who Laughs. Yeah, I love Wagner's art. I besides his writing, his art style is very, very unique, and I like it. Taylor agrees.
So this next thing is Tales of the Demon, which is like a Ra's al Ghul saga from several issues of Detective Comics and Batman.
Dude, I always regretted that I didn't get to get that magazine-sized deluxe edition with like the race stories in it that went out of print for a while ago. I always wanted that.
Oh, you mean this?
Oh my god.
Oh, I can't see it. Why am I still on the screen? Put the thing on the screen.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, I have that one. I got that.
Oh, everyone has it but me.
I didn't have it for a long time. I got really lucky and like it went on sale on some Canadian website and it ended up being like it was discounted. So I still got it for less than cover, even though it was like stupid out of print at the time.
Yeah, it was weird. It was like it was pandemic too. I think that's when it came out.
Yeah, it sold out super quick. That and like the Wonder Woman by Gail Simone.
Yeah, it's out of print now again.
Right.
Matt saying it stinks that you have to feel like a product inspector or inventory specialist for a product you're paying for. If you keep it up, I hope it gets better for you, man.
Like at this point, like I'm the sucker. Like I can't even complain if I keep buying it. So the biggest reason to not buy it is like shelf space, because most of the stories that are in this subscription I own as a part of an omnibus. But I just think it'll be cool, like 5 years from now, to look at a shelf and just have this really cool image of Batman, and those will be the Batman books that like my kids can read, or
Yeah.
my kids aren't going to read these books, whatever. But it's like if I wanted to hand this off to somebody, that's what I would hand off so that my audience.
Oh, but then your Batman picture gets messed up though. If I had the full set and my Batman picture was perfect, no one would ever be allowed to read any of those books.
I mean, they're not leaving my house with it, but it's like,
Okay,
oh,
okay.
you want to try out Batman? Here, like my nephew came over last week, and I gave him like I had like one of those Chris Giarusso little mini Marvels books.
Oh, nice.
And so like while the girls were upstairs playing, he was just downstairs reading his Hulk book. And so like stuff like that, like kids come over, we're hosting people. If the Helen of Windhorn comes over, then she can read.
Gosh.
And she can read the Fanhome Batman. So
I honestly feel like I just need to buy it from Amazon, and then if I get it from OPB, like if it comes in, I'll just return the Amazon one, because it's like I don't want to miss the boat on it,
I mean, it's going to be available.
Yeah, I think you'll be okay. It's not like
right now, because right now on Penguin it's showing as back ordered, awaiting additional stock. So who knows how long that could be. So we're hoping that Diamond follows through, but I feel like Diamond's just been so sketchy lately. But
I wonder why.
I mean, they're going through a lot right now. So,
Chris, you had a mega haul last week. Did you have any goodies to show off this week?
Yeah, I found a really good deal on some manga I've been sitting on for a bit. But before I show that off, I've picked up one thing I didn't think that was, for some reason, it kind of weirdly, at least on some sites, went out of print or was very low in stock and took forever. So I finally picked up my copy of Geiger.
Nice.
So, especially hearing the volume 2.
Have you got Junkyard Joe yet, or is that the first Ghost Machine Deluxe you've gotten?
Funny you mentioned that.
There we go. Dude, Geiger was good, but I thought Junkyard Joe was great.
I've enjoyed I've been a fan of the whole unnamed, even before it became Ghost Machine. And I'm Gary Frank's art with Brad Anderson's coloring is always a winning combination. So, but yeah, Jeff John's writing with it. Yep, got those two up on a really good deal.
The other day, JP was like, why is there some trade paperback called Red Coat on my invoice for the next order? And I go, sorry, I need Red Coat, because like I don't want to pay Amazon prices.
That's been also another really fascinating story of a revolutionary time that's getting given basically immortal life that didn't plan on having it. So
yeah, it's like historical fiction in like a great way. It's interesting. I'm kind of mad I missed the boat on the Ghost Machine, that first wave of Ghost Machine, because I just assumed we would get the trades a lot faster than we've been getting them.
Yeah, you're right.
So we're like on issue 10 of like Geiger and Redcoat at least. I think we're at like issue 12 of Geiger.
Yeah, I think 12 or 13, because Junkyard may be making an appearance. So
yeah, and we're just now getting the volume 2 trade that has the first 6 issues of this current Geiger run.
Yep.
And so it's like I thought I'd be able to just grab the trades real quick and follow it that way, but I didn't.
Do you have notifications on for videos on both OPB and The Brave and the Boys? Because the past couple of weeks we've been trying streaming just to The Brave and the Boys to see if that helps out with the analytics stuff. So we're testing both.
That may be one. So I picked up Vagabond. I've been waiting on this for a while. I'm a sucker for a good samurai story, and I know the series has basically gone on indefinite hiatus, but the presentation just looks amazing. And then I'm just going to show off one of these, because when I found a deal on this, I'm always looking for a good deal. This series, again, more history, but the Vinland Saga. Picked up whatever's the 6 books that are currently out for it. So I got some light reading to do this summer. And then some non-comic book stuff. Got Akira in Steelbook.
Oh wow. Do you have a preferred dubbing of that to watch?
I've never seen it. I've only read Akira. I've never seen it.
Oh, okay.
So, and then
Wait,
when
didn't you were you the one that when I said I wanted to watch Akira, you were like it wasn't that good or something? Or who was it in the chat that tried talking me out of it?
I think that was Omnibuddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Poopy hands.
There's a lot of different sides to it because I kind of know more about it, but I've never personally seen it. I've only read the actual manga. So, and then had some podcasting money come in, so I decided to treat myself to concluding my action figure line of Green Ranger, White Ranger, Lord Draken.
So is the Red Ranger a Build-A-Figure? Like, why is there a Red Ranger?
No, it's a crushed helmet since it's Draken. So
gotcha.
Thought it was a nice touch.
Taylor saying the Akira anime has incredible animation. I just remember someone in the Jabronis chat was telling me it wasn't good, but I still watched it anyways, and I enjoyed it. But I've never read it, so I didn't have anything to compare it to.
I thought it was not for you.
Nothing ever is.
And then a friend of mine I've been on a search for these because I got screwed out of something by Walmart in their ordering, but he was able to find this where he lives. We've only got 2 more McFarlane figures to find for the Batman versus Superman. You got the False God. There we go. False God. And then the armored Batman, but this time it's a chase figure, so it's got the actual kryptonite spear with the kryptonite kind of coloring on the side of it. So
I really love like the way they did like the glow on Batman if he's holding
I know.
it. Yeah, that's great.
So it was a nice touch for the chase figures that you can't order, you just have to find them, and he found 4 of them. So he grabbed 2 for himself, and a friend of mine let me know that he was looking for someone to unload them. I said, "Yep, I'm your mark. Go for it."
I saw that one at my local Target. I didn't realize it was rare. Maybe I should have bought it.
Yeah, it's one of the chase ones, the platinum ones, so they never put them on sale, even on McFarlane's site. You just have to find them in the wild. So,
Speaking of, I didn't realize we were doing action figures. I finally got my icon.
oh, we got to see that.
So
Nice.
this they teased a pre-order, I guess a few weeks back, and then like quickly didn't do it. Like they didn't release it the day they said they were going to release it, and then the next day it just kind of went up. They were like, "Oh my bad, here it is," and so it had sold out on GameStop and then came back. But I ended up pre-ordering this on the McFarlane Toys website, and I thought it was going to come like months later. They put it in the mail like same day. If I remember correctly, I was at the hospital. Like my kid was recently born, and I was like, it was the day we were supposed to leave the hospital. That's what it was. And I was like, wait 1 second, babe, I got to order this. And so I got it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the only thing I'm missing from the BVS line, and I'll don't go too deep down a rabbit hole with McFarlane figures, but the only one I'm missing was what Walmart screwed me on because they claimed that my credit card something was wrong with it, which it wasn't, and it's the Nightmare 2-pack that has Nightmare Batman with all the weapons, and then the battle damaged armored Batman. So, and of course they canceled it, and when I pre-ordered it, the pre-order sold out, never came out. So I'm left with nothing except for a $25 credit. Thank you, Walmart.
You get nothing. I can't believe I never really went down the toys rabbit hole or like the statue rabbit hole or anything like that. Like
Don't
I just
go
went
down the statue rabbit hole. That's a rough one.
I bought one and I pre-order one. It was going to be the Mask of the Phantasm figure, and then I canceled it and bought more books. So like, I guess I just went all in on books and the occasional lightsaber, and that's basically it. But some of those toys are dope. I just don't even know where to start. You know,
don't.
That's probably for the best.
Don't.
Yeah. I buy them like if I see them out and it's like it's a good price or like just a really cool thing. But I make it a point not to like follow the toy websites or anything. Like if I bought toys the way I bought comics, like it just wouldn't work well for me.
Yeah, having kids, a wife, livelihood.
Yeah, and my kid loves to play with my toys, and so it's like
I remember you showing some of the.
Isn't there a battle scarred Usagi or something like that?
There's a Usagi. Usagi lost his hat. The Thing is Squeak's favorite toy in my room, and I can never find it because she'll like take him.
Is it her favorite thing?
Yes, The Thing is her favorite thing. So yeah, I try to just know. I still haven't. Mine are still packed up from the move because I guess I can take them out now. Now I just realized my books are all put away, so I can take my toys back out.
That's a tease. Bust out a toy right now. I'm just kidding. You don't have to do.
Oh,
I'll bust out the toy that's already out. I got this. This T'Challa was an A-OK from somebody in the community. These went on sale at Christmas at Ollie's. Like that whole Wakanda Forever wave.
Okay.
Was at Ollie's, and they're like $10 each. They did a day after Christmas sale or something. You could get these for like $6.
You win.
But I didn't see one of these at my local Ollie's, and so somebody in the community, I can't remember his name. I wrote it down for the video, but he bought this and sent it to me. Like I didn't even live in my house, but this was at my doorstep.
And that's a perfect segue because speaking of Black Panther, we got a new release for him, right? That's our first new release.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try this. We're gonna try the new. Okay, we're gonna click this. Oh,
actually,
look at that release, PowerPoint queued up, new background. Look at these. These are the new stages that you can build for StreamYard.
I like it.
Yeah. So these are
all the mileage we can out of that crossover cover, huh?
Yes, we are. Okay. Moving on to the new releases. I thought Up First was supposed to be okay, whatever. Detective Comics Volume 5. This is I can't really see the PowerPoint as much as I normally can. Let me go full screen.
You get all fancy with the scenes, you know.
Okay, now I'm full screen. I can see. Talk to me about this. Is this ROM V stuff or past that?
Continuing ROM Vs.
It is.
Yeah.
Although that collects note at the bottom is incorrect. That refers to a Chip Zdarsky run. But
darn the that's bad on DC because that's what they.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
DC's never made a mistake though.
Never? Yeah. That's true. This is the stuff that I didn't like. I fell off of ROM V's run in singles, but I kept buying it. And like every now and then I would just check in, read like a chunk of issues. And every time I read a chunk of issues, I loved it. But I kind of dipped out right before this, because right before this is the Batman Outlaw storyline, which was really good. Like I really liked that. So this is actually a great place for me to jump right back in. And so maybe I'll get that standard hardcover.
You're the one who told me I've got to wait till it all comes out, and I think now it's finally all on DC Infinite, so I should get started with giving it. Now it's all collected.
Yeah.
Is it pretty straightforward, or are there any like tie-in like things I need to look for or anything like that? Like,
nah, it's pretty self-contained. It's what's interesting about this run is like it's ROM V, and then if I remember correctly, Dan Waters does a lot of the backups, and like the subject matter from the backups kind of weaves in and out of the main story too. So it's one of the very few DC titles where like you should not skip the backup stories.
I did that one time that I got roasted for when I said I skipped the backup issues. I never got forgiven by the Near Mint community.
I skip backup stories all the time.
That's why we're friends.
Yes.
So this is supposed to be great, and this is the last one, right? This is you guys said that's the last one.
It should be.
Yeah.
Nice. I will probably pass on this because I don't have volumes 1 through 4, and I'm trying to cut down on standard size hardcovers. For me, read it digitally now and buy the Omni or the Deluxe. So I capped off my runs.
That's very rational. I'm glad I'm rubbing off on you.
It's gonna make it for a great Omni. Like,
honestly, yeah.
Contained story. It's great.
It's gonna be awesome.
That's a guarantee. Now we finally get to it.
Black Panther by Reginald Hudlin Omnibus standard cover. It's a pretty cool cover. Talk to me about this.
You know what I'm most impressed with by this? That they kept this all in one volume. Yeah, I'll tell you what, BJ. I was just waiting because they had got a pretty good run of like it's all going to be one volume. Oh nope, we're going to change it and make more money and put it into 2. So I'm impressed they kept it as one volume.
Well, I think like it kind of needs to be one volume, because this is the 2005 Black Panther run. This is the first time we've seen Black Panther since Priest wrote him. I think Priest wrote him until like 2003. So there was no Black Panther series, much like there's no Black Panther ongoing series right now. And then they bring
outside of the Ultimate line.
Exactly. But that's not main line. But yeah, so Black Panther by Reggie Hudlin. Reggie Hudlin, first of all, for those who don't know, spoiler alert, I'm going to do an overview of this. Like, I very, very rarely ask Marvel for favors. Every now and then I'll ask them for an omnibus to do an overview on. And this was like my favor for the first half of 2025 because this book just means that much to me. But Reggie Hudlin, if you've consumed like Black media, like in your life and you're my age, it's been touched by Reggie Hudlin, from like Eddie Murphy's Boomerang to House Party to Bebe's Kids to like the Boondocks. He was the president of BET for a spell.
Just read a biography or just watch a documentary. Like it's an impressive everything like he's been involved in.
He's been the producer of the Academy Awards several times. He's still the executive producer on like NAACP Image Awards every year. Kamala Harris is his kid's godmother. Like Reggie Hudlin is just he's one of those guys that like, if he ever like passes, like you'll see people that you had no idea were connecting. Like, how would you know Reggie Hudlin? But he's got all that and a career writing comics too. So, but what I love about this run is, while I think the Priest run is probably like, if I have to like strike every other run from existence, I'd probably keep Priest. The Reggie Hudlin run is really accessible. It kind of builds on what Priest did, where Priest made Black Panther cool. Hudlin makes Black Panther like just badass, for lack of a better term. Like, and there's a lot of like F around and find out moments in this run, especially in that first story arc with John Romita Jr. artwork. But it's really fun all the way throughout. And then we get the wedding of Storm and T'Challa, and this is the run that introduces us to Shuri, and eventually like, you know, Shuri as Black Panther, which we've seen in the films. So this kind of rounds out, like, if you're going to read 3 Black Panther runs that really inform all the MCU stuff, it's going to be Coates, Priest, and then Hudlin. So
yeah, it's one of those where I always say, when you're comparing to which one should I read, and I say, why not both, Priest or Hudlin first? I think you said it exactly right, VJ, where you said this is the most accessible. You know, this does not. Priest run can take some build to get into. Hudlin's will get you in the moment and will keep you throughout the whole run.
Yeah.
So I chose the standard cover.
So we got the standard and we got the DM cover. And Alex, you missed me giving you a shout out. You're gonna have to go back and watch that. And no more complaining that I didn't shout you out. But BJ, do you have a cover preference?
I chose the DM cover. I'm not mad at the standard cover. I wish, let me grab my deluxe or collected, the complete collections, to show you which cover I would have preferred.
This I got to see, because I've got the 3 still right over there too. I'm curious which one he thinks it should be.
Bunk saying Jordan looks different this week.
All right,
honestly, an improvement.
This DM cover comes from volume 3 of the complete collections.
Okay,
and then this is volume 2. I don't know that I would have preferred this cover.
Yeah.
But if this cover was the standard.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, that would have been rad.
Because I have all 3 of the completes until the upgrade comes. But yeah, that should have been a good DM cover.
That should have been, yeah. I mean, you probably can't justify the cost of doing 2 DM covers, but I would have preferred this to be one of the options.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't Rom get 5 DM covers or something ridiculous? So
yeah, but yeah, this is definitely, I'm looking forward to it. I already got my shipment noticed, so.
I haven't gotten mine, but I was told it's on the way, so I'm excited.
Alex saying Caped Panther is my favorite.
I do like a good Cape Panther.
I'll tell you what I do like about this, not only just the power couple, power couple in Marvel at this point in time, but just him on the throne, Storm right next to him. Yeah, I'm not messing with them. I want to be on that side of the line.
Awesome. Moving on. This is probably the one I'm most excited about, and the one that again, we're having these controversies of things going out of print like before they even arrive or get shipped out. But Daredevil by Nocenti and John Romita Jr. Volume 1. So I haven't read any of this stuff, but I've read every other Daredevil Omni basically this year, and this one follows up from Frank Miller. I know all I really know about it is it's the introduction of Typhoid Mary. And I've heard it's great, so I'm pumped for this. I would say if you want this, I would not lag on it, or lag and there'll probably be a restock in 6 months, but definitely
that restock might be a lot more expensive though.
Yeah, and plus you're not going to get the DM cover. You're more than likely just going to get the standard, which I went with the standard. I debated back and forth, but I like the idea of having the introduction of the new character right on there with Typhoid Mary. But yeah, this has been a long time coming for Nocenti's run to finally be collected. I mean, that was a big gap for ever. So yeah, I'm very excited.
And but I gotta say, wait, is the Daredevil book I'm most excited about coming out this week or next week, Chris?
I would say, well, it depends. I think you're looking forward to next week.
Okay, it's next week. Okay, yes. Cool. So yeah, then this is the Daredevil book I'm most excited for coming out this week.
Yeah, it's on next week's list. I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
I think this got delayed a little bit because I remember Jordan going like, "Are you sure you don't want to wait to do your Daredevil video like until Nocenti comes out?" And I'm like, "Dude, there might be shipping delays, and then I have to actually read it because some YouTubers actually read their books before they overview them."
Shots fired.
I didn't name names.
It's gonna be the caption for this screen, this stream. Shots. Jake has shots fired.
Right.
But yeah, that's I've been on such a Daredevil kick. I don't know if it's recency bias, but I'm almost feeling like I like Daredevil a little more than Batman right now. Like I feel like Daredevil has more emotional range. Like Batman, he's just stoic all the time. Like you want Batman to feel something, and he's just Batman. But like Daredevil, you get to see remorse and guilt and anger.
I'll tell you what though, I'm meh on the current run of Daredevil, and that's the first time in a long time I've had to say that. I'm not feeling it as much. I think the storyline right now has been going on way too long.
When did it jump off for you?
When did it jump off? Probably about 5 issues in.
Okay, because
I'm still reading it because it's Daredevil. It's not something I put at the top of my pile right now.
Did somebody ban somebody by mistake? That seems like that would have been a mistake.
Yeah, I was trying to remove the comment and I clicked put in timeout and I didn't realize banned the person. So I'm gonna remove him back. But I didn't like the comments that were coming in. They were trying to stir up drama.
Got you. But yeah, so I read recently like issues 10 through 15 of the current Daredevil run without reading issues 1 through 9 for whatever reason. And I thought it was pretty good until like just inexplicably all the stuff I liked about it, they were just like, we're not doing that anymore. Like starting with like issue 13 or something.
Yeah, the 7 deadly sins avatars that they're doing, I just haven't been feeling it.
Yeah.
I think that's my biggest crux. I see what they're trying to do and they're reestablishing Matt into the universe. But I need to start moving to something else.
So you said you went with standard and this is the DM. I think I asked for standard, but I also don't really ever know what cover. I'm getting whatever cover's most damaged and there's an extra of, if there even is an extra. So I try not to get emotionally attached when there's multiple covers. But this should be rad. I'm excited to I'm not reading Thor. Stop pushing Thor on me, Alex. Every day he's like, you got to read Thor.
Maverick, I think Soul's got a mini series coming out.
Yes, he does. It's where Matt's long been retired. His powers have faded, and there is I want to say nuclear disaster, something happens where his powers are reactivated, but it's a temporary thing. So he's got to only has so much time to where he's using his powers again because of it. So it's intriguing, an old man Matt, basically.
I've used Goodreads, but I also kind of stopped because I'm not the hugest fan of supporting Amazon. I've heard there are alternatives, but I don't know of any myself.
I stopped doing it because it led to me not liking reading anymore. It became a chore to just log a book in. So I just read, and I'm much better for it.
I got a YouTube channel.
Yeah,
I also feel like
yeah, that's how you track your reading. Touche. I like it.
I remember sometimes like when I'd be doing a haul video, I'd have to watch my previous haul video intro to be like, okay, I use that video for a haul, I use that one for a haul because like it got complex. But also, if you put your books on Goodreads as a YouTuber, people can guess what your next video is, and I feel like that ruins the surprise. Like if I read like 10 Iron Man books, I'm pretty sure people are going to know what my top 10 Iron Man books are,
If they're following me that closely, they just deserve the inside look at that point.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's commitment.
My boy right here, I stopped buying books through Amazon. I only use OPB now.
Thank you.
We love to see it.
At least you're not getting smashed up on you're not rolling the dice too much.
Yeah. DC's Finest Suicide Squad Trial by Fire. So I fell off the DC Finest. I think I'm probably only going to do probably Batman and Superman that's not collected elsewhere. But like I think it's like maybe BJ feels the same way. Like when DC gives you a batch of them, it's weird to start buying them. You almost like it almost spoils you, I feel like, for buying them.
I wouldn't say that. I don't share that sentiment. Like if the product is good, I don't mind buying the product. There's definitely like a thing where I can't remember what book it was. Oh, Green Lantern Volume 3 by Jeff Johns. I did not own that book for the longest time because my Volume 1 I got free due to like a Facebook group dispute. And my Volume 2 I got from an Amazon glitch. So like any price felt like too much to pay for Volume 3 when there was stuff I wanted, but I did eventually buy it. But with the DC Finest, I don't mind paying for like the ones that I want, which would be Batman. Like I missed out on, which Chris has behind him, those Dark Knight Detective and Cape Crusader volumes.
Oh yeah.
Because when I came into comics, and I just tweeted about this, I had this stupid hardcover only rule because I was watching this dope named Omar on YouTube all the time.
Very fine condition.
Right. But I don't even know the conditions to make that a worse joke. But the point is, I missed out on like having all of that early Batman collected. So if the DC Finest gives us a chance to have that again, then sure, I'll try that out. And then for some certain stories like this, like the Suicide Squad by John Ostrander, I'm probably not going to buy that omnibus, but is this that or is this the run before that?
No, this is the beginning of his run. So if you've never read Ostrander's run about Suicide Squad, I would recommend just taking this and looking at it to see if it's your tempo. I mean, I'm of the camp that Ostrander's run is the definitive Suicide Squad run.
Yeah,
and they're beautiful books. Like they're beautiful collections.
And for the price, they're not bad for that price either.
And Casa's right. I mean, again, if you've been waiting on second chances, like some people here and have friends that give gifts to, that Jake's a good guy.
Wait, do I own second chances?
You own it now in the DC Finest year 1 and 2.
I sent Chris my copy of Second Chances that I paid out of print prices for because he didn't want to invest in the Finest himself, and that was all he needed to complete his.
I would have been fine to do it just for that. It's just it would also it would include stuff I already have, but I'm not. I have stuff in my collection that does that anyways, so I'm not going to be that.
And also, Second Chances is not even that great. Like it's like 4 average issues of the most annoying Robin.
I do like that with the DC Finest, they can kind of fit on your shelf anywhere. You don't have to buy. You can buy as many or as few as you want, and they don't look stupid on your shelf. Very similar to Epic Collections in that way.
They were very. I am glad. It's probably one of the best decisions DC did is to find their own Epic line and do this. This was a very smart decision. Yes, get Longbow Hunters. Absolutely. Highly recommend. Crowbar.
Looks like someone's timeout ended. Good, because I didn't know how to untime out someone, so I'm glad that worked out.
Jake's making Jake made a mistake. He made a mistake.
For a conscientious choice. Moving on, the Deadman Omnibus. Now, this one is near and dear to my heart. I mean, not because I'm a huge Deadman fan, but because there are 3 or 4 unofficial DC absolutes. They're like almost absolute size. They're in a slipcase. JLA Avengers is technically an unofficial absolute. And I was having the decision, do I go down and try to collect the unofficial absolutes? I had to get a come to Jesus moment with Omnidog where he was like convincing me not to do it because in the unofficial absolute, Neil Adams redid his coloring of his art and butchered it apparently. So this is the only way to get that stuff unrecolored. So that made my decision. And I just feel like I'm not really into a lot of older comics, but for some reason horror works for me because like I feel like I want to get Phantom, Stranger, Spectre, and Deadman, and that'll be my old school comic collection. Like I don't need anything past that, you know.
I want the Spectre. I'm good. I'm cool on this though.
Yeah.
I'm good with it. I'm a pass on it.
Chris didn't even want that to be the book he was holding in the thumbnail. I didn't know we were doing book requests, but
I would like to hold a book that I actually am looking forward to having part of my collection.
Then I need you to send me every week before I make the thumbnail what your book request is.
Yes, Mom.
Yeah, because I would have definitely held up the Black Panther book if I had the option. I wasn't thinking about that.
Jake will talk to you offline about why.
Change the thumbnail again now.
You want to hold trouble now? Or
that's not what I said at all.
No, that's definitely not what he said. Stop that. Stop that now.
Yeah. So is anyone else? So yeah, Taylor, Deadman is great. Neil Adams, unrecolored Neil Adams rules. And this looks really good. I'll be getting Deadman. And honestly, it's this weird thing where it's like if I didn't buy an out of print omnibus or book and it gets reprinted, it just feels like I'm saving money, which I know isn't real math, but I think it works out. Like I think yeah. It's like when your stock gives dividends. I don't know if that's how it works.
What?
I'm okay. Stop.
Moving on.
My head hurts.
This was the book that I chose for BJ to hold. Doctor Strange, Master of the Mystic Arts. I have never read a Doctor Strange book. Is this a good one to start?
Oh, it's volume 1, so you shouldn't start here.
By volume 2. Yeah, no, I typically don't do like mystic arts, so I'm not the guy to recommend this for you.
I mean, apparently, Doctor Strange goes up against a time traveling Dracula. So
a time traveling.
No, Dracula crossover and a time traveling occult history. Okay, I thought it was a time traveling Dracula.
Now that would be kind of cool. Does he face off against gutter mutants?
I don't feel like gutter mutants was that offensive of a thing to say about Morlocks. Find me the name fits, and I'll stand by that. You know.
I just like saying it because
that does just sound like a slur. Now that
it really does.
Yeah.
I said it once, and the internet never forgot, and it became like the most offensive thing anyone's ever said. But who even likes the Morlocks?
Morlocks might like the Morlocks.
Yeah, I think they do. They like living. They don't like people using them as butt of their jokes. But Taylor is definitely a big fan of this Doctor Strange run. I will agree with the artwork is really good. I do like Steve Englehart though too. Is right. I'm not a deep diver into Doctor Strange stuff in general.
I will say though that Taylor, like, what's the best Doctor Strange for me to start with? Because the best Doctor Strange to you is probably not the best Doctor Strange for me.
I will say this: the one Doctor Strange run I did enjoy when I did kind of dabble in it a little bit was when he was wielding the axe. And I think Taylor knows which run I'm talking about.
Was that Aaron?
Was it Aaron?
I think it was Jason Aaron when he had the axe, right?
The art is just what stood out to me.
I
fell in love with it.
My manager's son, apparently Doctor Strange is his favorite superhero. So the only Doctor Strange book I ever got was it the Peach Momoko one that was like really big sized? It was paperback, but the art was like, oh my gosh, that looks like a DMT trip. And I go, I hope this is appropriate for a kid, and I gave it to him without even flipping through it. So
BJ's having fun in the chat.
I am.
my name's Jake.
I will say this: I do like the DM cover more for this one. If I were to get it, my pick would be the DM cover.
Let's go check that out right now. Okay, that's dope.
That's a cool cover. It would probably scare my kids, but that's cool.
Yeah, maybe just put a smiley face over the skull. I don't know. What's up, man?
Sticker on it.
So Kate says Doctor Strange was a fun modern run. You, Jake, might enjoy Ditko's run since you like Ditko's Spidey. They're also shorter, like 10-page strips, no full. Is there a Taschen coming for that, Jake?
Our next Taschen is Incredible Hulk.
I did hear really good things about the Jed McKay run, which is getting an omnibus at some point this year. But like as it was coming out, people were really hype about it. So
Matt is saying this is the same cover as the Epic Collection, and he'll be buying it for his son.
Nice. Very good.
Moving on. Green Arrow. And I'm glad that Chris made sure it was the accurate cover.
I did. I made sure. I do, but I did prefer the original placeholder. That one I did prefer. I don't like this bluish background in the back.
Well, isn't that the color that most relates with Green Arrow? Is the color blue?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
It does.
That's the definitive colors right there in the title.
Like Aquaman prefers brown at that point.
Outrageous.
I really do. I like the solicited cover much better, but you got to learn just not to get attached. Like what? Because DC just lies. I don't know why, but they
so many times.
Hey, yeah, maybe it'll appear with a DM cover, like on a certain alternative website without telling us. Like that happens before.
I guess to be fair, though, I could see why they don't use that cover because it's like you get an arrow and the arrow is green, but like the whole costume, the whole character design is iconic.
Yeah.
Maybe do this with like a yellow background or something. Or like
I don't know, but you get like the.
Go, Jake. I was gonna say they should just slap Kevin Smith on the cover, saying like, because he sells, right? People love Kevin Smith, right? In the non-comic world.
I'll tell you what though, this is a 1-2-3 punch of writer greats and doing Green Arrow, like Kevin Smith, Brad Meltzer, Judd Winnick, and Winnick continuing on through the majority of what will be part of the next omnibus.
How much of this is in the absolute that I have?
That would be just Kevin Smith, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it is Kevin Smith, but I don't know how many issues.
I'd have to get up and grab it.
You don't have to do that. It's fine. Okay. This says Oliver Queen has recently returned from the dead, and like all iconic ghosts, he's choosing to get closure on some unfinished business. You're going to see encounters with Shade, Solomon Grundy, and Catman. I always thought Catman was a loser until Secret Six. I feel like they made him pretty fun.
All 15 issues so the first 15 issues, that would be of the Green Arrow run. So
cool.
But yeah, this is what I like this one better.
Oh, that looks really good.
That was the placeholder cover.
I like that a lot. Just give me the absolute, I guess. No, don't give me the absolute. I don't have shelf space for any absolute.
I mean, it would be nice. I think it's cool to have. I could uncomplete my completed absolute collection. I don't need to keep it right now that I've now that I did my video. I don't need them anymore. Yeah,
come on, give it to him.
Okay.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Richard Fearing wants to know if either of us have read this current era of X-Men. It's not getting a lot of love. I can guess what Chris is gonna say.
Not my tempo.
Oh, I was gonna say it's not for him. So, but yeah, it's not his tempo.
Yeah, it's like an issue here, issue there. It just hasn't found its footing. Like if I were to pick one I've been mostly enjoying would be Adjectiveless X-Men. It's probably the one I've been most enjoying. But and I put most in the sense of meh.
Out the gate, I was enjoying Uncanny the most.
Okay.
But then they started crossing over and they have way too many titles right now. And now they've got like another crossover happening. It just started this week.
And they're canceling titles now too.
Yeah.
X-Force is done. X-Factor's done. You know what? I take back what I did enjoy. Interesting enough, I did enjoy Mystique. I actually really enjoyed the Mystique miniseries. That was ended up being kind of a slight crossover with Sentinels.
Storm is really good. I guess technically
Yes.
Storm is an X book. So Storm probably is the best X-Men book right now.
True. I always put her in a different league at that point, even though yes, part of the X-Men, she's just amazing.
Right.
Moving
Sorry
on.
for the vote of no confidence there.
That's how you know we're honest. We're not going to tell you to buy something, but I think my Marvel Covers Artist Edition arrives today. So,
are you going to do an overview of that?
someone did an overview 10 years ago that has 300 views, and I
Okay.
don't know if I can compete with that.
I'll have to check it out. I was curious about the internals of it.
No, if, as always, I can do a personal one for you if I don't do it. But Taylor said this is me officially breaking my. Originally, my rule was only artist editions that complete the whole story, and then I bought the Frank Miller artist edition that collected some story. And he said now I've fully broken it because this has no story. But if you look at the creators in it, did you see the solicit that listed the creators that were covered in it?
Yeah, I had to choose, and I chose the description. So
okay, let me just read really briefly the some of the creators, because even though I'm not the biggest Marvel fan, like it's like some of the best names ever. Marvel. Oh, I spelled Marvel wrong. Marvel comic covers.
While you're doing that, I will say, like, I don't buy artist editions often at all. The two that I own, technically three. I've got the Ed Piskor one.
Very smart investment. That when you showed me that was a good choice.
I'm so excited about that book still. I love that book. And then I've got the Jim Lee X-Men. And then I've got that Mazzucchelli Batman Year One, which is like just bigger than anything ever for some reason.
Until next week.
Oh, this is bigger than that?
No. Next week, Mazzucchelli's other artist edition comes out, which is Daredevil Born Again.
Yep.
And should be the same size.
Jake got me to get that one too. He convinced me with the Year One, and he got me to get Born Again.
So
I love Mazzucchelli so much I might get Born Again, but artist editions, they just take up too much space. They literally just sit on the floor next to my bookshelf. So it's a hard buy.
I feel like Born Again is up there with like Dark Knight Returns, though, for like how amazing of a story it is. Mm-hmm. And Mazzucchelli's art is just phenomenal. So some of the creators are Arthur Adams, John Buscema, John Burns, Gil Kane, Jack Kirby, Mike Mignola, Frank Miller, John Romita, Jim Starlin, and Jim I can't say it. Steranko. How do you say that last name?
Steranko.
Yeah. Okay, I'm a DC kid.
Well, you'll see him at Heroes Con more than likely because he's a pretty mainstay for Heroes.
With shades on.
Yes, you can't take pictures.
Yeah, don't take pictures. I think there's something with his eyes.
Yes, there is.
But yeah, for me, if I'm gonna buy an artist edition, I'd rather have story pages than cover art.
And that's great. Also to highlight this comment, dude, you're not a fake comic fan if you've just been reading Batman and Spider-Man. There's no gatekeeping here. Yeah. But what's one thing you think everyone should? What's one thing they should read? If you're looking indie, I feel like anything by Daniel Warren Johnson is great and really really reasonably priced usually. So
yeah, I like getting people into team books if you're just starting in comics, because you get exposed to a bunch of characters and you can kind of branch off from there. So I'll cape for Justice League. Probably New 52 Justice League is what I'd cape for.
Nice.
With the Morrison era JLA probably being a close second.
So,
yeah.
And then Taylor with the correction, it'll be the size of the Miller Daredevil Artist Edition, but smaller than Year One. Okay, so that means it'll fit even better. I would have been happy either ways. But yeah.
And if you like superheroes and you're into that, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I thought you were going to go Radiant Black with that segue.
Well, I would, but I wanted to. I'll deviate because it's adjacent because it was Kyle Higgins that re-brought them back out. But yes, obviously Radiant Black, the Massiverse. But if you want something that you feel like you have some sort of connection to already, I'd be very hard pressed to anyone who hasn't had or watched an episode or two of Mighty Morphin.
Chris's other haul earlier today, though, Junkyard Joe and Geiger are also great if you're looking something that's not big too, but still familiar. So lots of good stuff.
Yeah.
Moving on, Miles Morales, Spider-Man Era Epic Collection, Hero in Training. Is this collected any of the Miles Omnis that I have, or this is the Bendis stuff? So I should have that, right?
This would be Miles Volume 1, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Okay. Anyone have anything to say about this? I know we're running kind of late on time. I'm not sure how when you guys have a hard out. Are we deep in the PowerPoint? Okay. Is this good?
A couple more left.
I haven't read this yet.
It's Miles when he comes back, when he takes over after the death of Peter in the Ultimate Universe. So
he dies?
He does.
Oh my gosh, I didn't get that far.
It's a tragic end.
Wait, that's why it's called Death of Spider-Man Omni, right?
Probably.
Could be a hard hint at that.
I thought he just retired the mantle.
I'll tell you what, though, I was very excited at the idea of someone completely new taking on the mantle. This was great and has made me a Miles fan through and through.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to this era in my read through. Like I've been reading Miles after this, but I haven't read the very, very early Miles stuff because I want to read all the Peter Ultimate Spider-Man first.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about this though.
Sick. And Epic's a good way to go if you don't want to spring for the Omnis.
Yeah, I still have my single issue not facsimile when it came. I still have Ultimate Fallout #4, the first appearance of Miles. So
mine's back there in a comic capsule.
I got to start doing those comic capsules. That was a great suggestion.
And they're UV resistant, which is helpful.
I don't have to worry about raining or anything like that.
The Saga of the Winter Soldier.
Is this the Brubaker stuff or is this after?
This is so basically ahead of this Thunderbolts. Is it a TV show or a movie? Whatever.
It's a movie.
So they're doing a few different trade paperbacks, introduce you to different characters. This is an introduction to Winter Soldier. So it collects a lot of that Brubaker, Captain America stuff, which we're also getting in a Winter Soldier Marvel premiere later on this month.
Are the premieres like their compact comics, or what are the premieres? What
the premieres are like their version of compact comics. In my opinion, they're better. They're bigger than compacts, but smaller than epics.
Did they do one for Born Again? I think I saw that recently.
That is coming. Oh, wait, okay. No. That is out.
Because I wouldn't hate to buy that just to compare it to the Omni and the Artist Edition.
Born Again came out February 4th.
Okay, I'll probably pick that up just to compare it to other things. That looks gorgeous. That looks awesome. Is it smaller trim or?
Yeah, it's a smaller trim size. So here it is compared to a complete collection, which is the same size as standard trade.
Okay,
nice.
So it's smaller, but it's bigger than the DC compact comics.
I wonder it's probably it's definitely bigger than Mighty Marvel Masterworks too.
Yes, bigger than those as well. I like the matte paper stock, so you don't have to worry about glares. And then these come with like extra script pages. Like each book has a different
Wow, you actually get extras for the compact comics. You just get ads for the other compact comics.
Yeah, like there's.
Ooh, should I go run and get my package while you finish the PowerPoint? My new book.
Yeah, I got you.
Cool. Yep. But yeah, so like you get preliminary art in this one, but each edition, each Marvel premiere has like some different form of an extra to help contextualize it. So like there's essays, I think there's interviews in the Black Panther one. The Captain America has like a nice like essay from Ed Brubaker.
Nice.
So cool stuff.
Yeah.
All that to say, if you want a quick primer on who Winter Soldier is, buy this Thunderbolts one.
Yep.
But perhaps this is a better buy next couple weeks from now.
Yeah, Dama Vex in the chat saying this collected edition also has Remender's mini Bitter March. That's in that Cap Omni and Kyle Higgins and Rod Reese's Winter Soldier. That's criminally underrated. Well, Kyle Higgins. So I forgot he did a little bit of Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Welcome. All right, so moving on. Chew. So to the Omnibus. I like it when they get they get cheeky with trying to put it in. So this is a trade paperback.
Yeah.
Chu, this is a really interesting and cool series. If you've never given it a try, Tommy Chu is a detective that basically, if he gets a psychic impression from anything he eats. So he's a very good detective as long as he doesn't mind nibbling on a corpse or two.
Yeah, it's like he can eat somebody and figure out how they died.
Yep, and get an understanding. So this collects the entire run. So I would equate it to a compendium.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I'm friends with Rob Guillory on Facebook. He also did that Mosley series not that long ago. That might be the most recent creator-owned thing he's done. But I really like his art, so I might have to check this out.
It's a cool idea, and like I said, this one encompasses the entire series, so definitely a good encompassing collection. And no, don't get excited, everyone. The next one coming up is not a hardbound. It is also a compendium of this, because some people get very upset when they hear East to West. Oh, wait a minute, the hardcovers? No, not right now. This is the East of West, the series, all collected in a compendium. So if you don't have the hardbacks, this is your next best bet right now.
Would you say if I were to pick up one indie story this week, should I do Chu or should I do East of West?
Those are two very different things. If you want some lighthearted, while getting kind of a little bit of criminal noir with it, I'd go Chu. But if you want some head scratching, existential look at the apocalypse, written by Jonathan Hickman, East of West.
East of West, from what I've heard, is like a slow burn. Like some of my friends did a review of like the first 25 issues or something like that. And at that point, they still had no idea what was happening.
And then you realize who it's written by, and it's like, yeah, that fits to Jonathan Hickman.
Right. Which one has more cannibalism?
That would be the Omnibus.
Yeah. Okay. Because I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that. Okay. I got 2 books to show off in my haul really fast.
All right.
The first one was within one round of Marvel Rivals, I picked Squirrel Girl as my character. So I felt like I needed to read her to play her as my Marvel Rivals character.
Good Lord.
So, yeah,
massive. That's
the reason to buy things you have here.
Now I Rivals video, and then last but not least, the Marvel Covers Artist Edition. This has been out of print for 10 years, apparently. So excited for that.
See, there you go. You didn't have to wait till next week. Taylor saying East of West is great, Hickman, deep sci-fi Western. That is true. That's why I really enjoy it. I like the Western juxtaposition with a classic Hickman where it seems confusing at first, then it wraps up with a tight, rewarding bow in the end.
I like Western. I'm not a big sci-fi head, but I own East of West. So there we go.
I do too. And I'll tell you what, if you ever see Jonathan Hickman at a con, he doesn't charge. He'll sign whatever you want, and he'll do some cool little messages based on the book you put in front of him.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got the meanest comment ever on YouTube, bro. People are so salty sometimes.
Sheesh.
Fish flies. Don't read. Fish flies. You've got Jeff Lemire, another Jeff Lemire race. Small town crime sets off a chain of events that will permanently alter the lives of several residents of the bucolic Bell River, Ontario. As the manhunt heats up, a lonely girl named Fanny Fox forms an unlikely friendship with a fugitive that leads them both on an odyssey of discovery and redemption, a journey that also uncovers dark secrets from the town's eerie past. Collects all 7 issues in this standard-size hardcover from Jeff Lemire.
Any of you read this in singles? Did you read this in singles, Chris?
I did not.
Why'd you assume I didn't read it in singles?
Did you read it in singles, Jake?
No.
Nope. I'm waiting. With Jeff Lemire, I like waiting for the collection.
Okay.
So
I really liked his what was it, Robin Year One?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I really liked that, but I haven't read any Jeff Lemire past that.
Not Jeff Lemire. Did you get a chance to read Boy Wonder at all? The Black Label one that just wrapped up?
No, I stopped buying Black Labels. I only buy them collected now.
Okay. Yeah, check it out when it drops on Infinite. If it already hasn't, Boy Wonder, it is, the art is amazing. The story's cool, though.
Nice.
So, but that's all we got this week.
So our last question is, what is that? I mean, I feel like everyone knows we said it, but what is everyone's book of the week?
This is a tough week.
It's not for me. It's Black Panther by Hudlin. Buy it twice. The second one, send it to me.
That way you have both covers, right? Make sure they send you the cover you don't have.
Honestly, the standard is growing on me. Like, I like the DM just for the iconography of it all, but that standard is a really good cover.
I love it.
I will go with Green Arrow, but I hold
not Deadman?
Not Deadman. Sorry, not Deadman. Doctor Strange was tempting, but Green Arrow, followed very, very closely by Hudlin's Black Panther, so I can upgrade my complete collections as well.
And then mine would be Nocenti, whichever cover I wind up with. I just want to make sure I get one because I always feel like whenever we get shorted on something and I have to buy my book from Amazon, I feel like I'm cheating on my friend, so I like to make sure I get my books from OPB. Yeah. So everyone, thank you for joining. Where can they find you? Give a little plug for whatever you want to share, and that'll be it for the week.
Go for it.
Sure. Yeah. I am Comics Are Dope. I'm BJ Kicks. I host a channel called Comics Are Dope here on YouTube. You can find me on all the socials at BJ Kicks. The best place to connect, though, is probably my Discord. Just go to bjkicks.link/Discord, and you can join the Dope Fiends there, where we talk about all sorts of fun stuff. We also have a buy, sell, and trade tab or channel in there, and I should probably put these up for sale soon. So be on the lookout. Once this Omni hits my doorstep, I'll post these up for sale.
Nice. And Alex, still wrong. Scott is still wrong. As always, Cyclops is wrong. # he is wrong. So there you go. See, you shouldn't have called it out. You would have made it a stream. Now you called it out, and I felt attacked. So I had to defend my consistency of saying Cyclops is wrong.
Now say something mean about Thor. He's on a big Thor kick right now.
Thor is Black Panther for white people.
Oh my God!
Wow, wow, I like that. And you, I only have Thor on this. I don't have right there. You just, it's not the first time you said that.
It's not. And I listened to my Stephanie Williams interviews where I tried that one out for the first time, but it still rings true for me.
Yes. Okay. But yeah, you can follow me on all the socials at Chris Balga. You can catch me every week on the Geekverse Podcast YouTube channel, Marvel Alliance, 9:10 Eastern Standard Time every Thursday night. This week we covered the first 2 episodes, broke down to all the Easter eggs of the first 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again, and breaking down also the announced news that the Punisher will be getting a special presentation. If you want to listen to the audio only, you can just look up Marvel Alliance on any of your podcast catchers of choice. So, as always, a pleasure, gentlemen.
Awesome. Everyone, keep reading and stay brave. Dude, I did.